services to provide a dignified, not grand, living for all if managed efficiently. It seems culture, as you said, fear, and existing power structures are what puts people off. By the way, UK is a free market. Okay. He said he made a mistake in his other comment. And right, providing everyone in the country with enough food, housing, healthcare, education, transportation services, right? It's not that expensive if we invest in doing it efficiently, right? It's only expensive when you privatize it and you know you have all these companies that are competing with each other to some extent, or they have their little monopolies, but they're all maximizing profits and they're all doing it in really inefficient ways, right? Because they're not big centralized companies. And that's why the government can do roads fairly well, but private companies, don't get me started on toll roads. How ridiculous that is. Anyway, okay. I wasn't responding to him clearly. Okay. Shoot Leach was saying, I'm not denying that poor people exist, but providing universal health care won't make them not poor. Sad things happen in the world because there is not an infinite amount of wealth. The only way to make it so there are no poor people is to run a state in which everyone has the same amount of wealth. Communism. This, however, won't work because it gives no incentives for anyone to be skilled. Okay, so he's just going back to his Bible, right? His fundamentalist Bible, capitalist Bible. It's all about communism versus capitalism, and everything is either communistic or capitalistic. There's nothing in between, and there's nothing separate from that spectrum, right? So one thing he says here that's clearly incorrect is, or oversimplified at least, he says providing universal health care won't make them not poor. In fact, it adds value to their resources, right? So they are less poor if they have health care, right? In America, where we don't get $20 an hour as minimum wage, or USD, like they do in France, or 18 or whatever it happens to be. When you make $10 an hour or something, and your company has to give you healthcare benefits, they can be as much as 30% of your check, right? So giving a poor person healthcare, that might be worth as much as $3 an hour to them, right? That goes a long way to helping them not be poor, right? As well as keeping them in good health so that they can work, right? I mean, you can go into it, a lot. And so I just said, your argument's so basic, and it just reiterates the laziest formulas constantly murmured on Fox News. It's not even funny, it's just ridiculous. These memes, right? You don't need to make and I'm basically making an argument about the type of capitalism we have right now. You don't need to make 1,000 times someone else to have an incentive. Most people without healthcare do work, right? They still can't afford it. Countries with universal healthcare are not communistic. Most of them are hardly even socialistic. Making sure everyone is healthy and prepared to work helps the economy. The same as education and roads do, right? And yeah, I mean, do you want a sick population or a healthy population? Which one do you think is going to be better for your long-term economic future? I mean, it's just efficiency. It's just about getting more value out of your most valuable commodity, which is human beings, right? The hammer is only as valuable as the hand that wields it, right? The keyboard is only as useful as the person who understands whatever software they're using, right? A building only gets put up as fast as and as well as the carpenters that are trained to do it properly well and are healthy enough to get through the day without falling or have a pressure fracture they're working with when they should be laying off of it. Anyway, so just some thoughts. It's not totally complete or comprehensive. But I think you get some of my thoughts there, and I think a lot of it's pretty good. And hopefully it's interesting. You can respond back to me or comment back, and I like talking, I like arguing, I like debating, however you want to say it. It all means the same thing to me. I only tend to be bitter when I don't actually have to meet somebody face to face, and something about the computer makes me more of a troll. So, or when I'm in a bad mood, I'll just write something really mean really quick. But at the same time, I think I have a lot of intelligent things to say. So hey, we have our faults. So let's just have a conversation, because that's how democracy works. And if you don't believe in democracy, then you don't even believe in capitalism, because without democracy, its biggest Neanderthal wins, or biggest clan of Neanderthals win, and then markets just completely collapse because there are no markets, right? It's just criminal organizations. It's just warlords, right? So, I always hear a lot of capitalist supporters being very undemocratic in their commentary, and that just always baffles me, right? Not all of them, but a lot of them. So, I hope at least we can agree on that. Capitalism requires democracy, and democracy is really the greatest good that we have. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for listening. Bye.